Hey now, how do you like my new hat? My hair's a mess, so I'm not taking it off. I am about to prepare a very popular dish here in Portimao, Portugal, which is just like a garlic shrimp dish, which could be served as an appetizer or I guess as a main dish. You might want to pair it with something unless all you want to do is fill your face full of shrimp. I'd recommend at least a little bread or something like that to help sop up all of the garlicky oil goodness. So let's make some. I am currently thawing some awesome tiger shrimp that we picked up at the store. They were frozen, so I'm just quickly thawing them out. Okay, so now that these are thawed, I'm at the process here of deveining these shrimp, and I gotta say, I haven't had any practice doing this before. I've never had to devein shrimp. The ones that I've purchased back home have always been peeled and deveined. So this has been an interesting journey for me. Now, I just kind of used this knife and kind of got under the shell a little bit and split it open. And then, just taking a look here, you can see this fun little sack of nastiness that was in there. All I did was just kind of dig down a little bit. I grabbed it with my thumb and just kind of pulled out, and it basically stripped the whole thing out. So just give it a little rinse, and on to the next one. I'm just heating up my pan here before I add any oil to it. You see I've got my other ingredients all kind of ready here. This is also my only cutting board, which is why I didn't devein these shrimp on here. I could have probably just laid them down and like slit along the back. However, I didn't want to dirty this thing up because I already had these ingredients on it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add some olive oil here to this pan because as a Portuguese dish, this is what we're doing. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and add some softened butter. Get that in there. And as that's melting, I'm now going to go ahead and add some of these other ingredients here. I'm going to go ahead and add the onions first here. And then the garlic. Mix this in here, and we're just going to saute for a couple minutes until they start to go translucent. So this is just about ready. I'm going to go ahead. I've got some smoked paprika here. This is sort of a hefty teaspoon. Add that, and then I've got some of this massa de pimentao, which is sort of a salty red pepper paste. We're going to add a couple tablespoons of that into here. This is a really delicious ingredient, and because it is definitely on the salty side, I'm not going to add any other salt to this. If I want, when I'm serving, I could possibly add some if I find it's not quite salty enough, but I'm pretty sure this has it covered. Let's mix this in, and we'll let it cook here for a second. And so I've got some dry white wine here, and this is about a cup. I'm just going to go ahead and deglaze a little bit. Stir. And we'll let this now come to a simmer. Well, I'd say we're nice and hot here, so it's time to add these shrimp. I left those all the shells on there. I just kind of split them and left them on there because the shells will add extra flavor. Look at that. So we've got just over 500 grams of these tiger shrimp, and that's the same reason that we have the heads on here too, right? Everything's just flavor country at this point. And that fit that pan really nicely. So now we're going to let this get hot again, and probably 3 to 4 minutes aside. We'll see. Taking a look here, the legs and everything, and they're kind of starting to go pink here already. It's a good sign. Okay, we've had 3 minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and just flip all of these. Some of them look a little bit more done than others, at least from the top. Oh, look at that color. Beautiful. Keep flipping them here. Probably not the best tool in the world for this, but we're limited if we have access to it. After another 3 minutes, these are looking nicely cooked, beautifully pink. I'm just going to crack a little fresh pepper over top. I did taste for salt, and it is good as is, so there's no need to do that. I'm going to take some fresh chopped parsley, sprinkle it over top. I've got some fresh lemon. I'm going to squeeze here as well. A couple of nice chunks of that. If I can avoid letting it slip out of my grip. Now, to serve this, you can serve just as is if it's more appetizer style. This would go great with some rice, some bread, toasted bread. I think we're going to get a little bread here for this. But other than that, this is ready to go as is. Oh, baby, shrimp! I am extremely excited about this. So I'm just going to go ahead now and pop that off of there. And we are left with this amazing looking tiger shrimp. I'm going to eat that whole thing. Perfectly cooked, nice and tender. Rich. The depth of flavor in the broth here, because of the shells and the heads and everything left on there, and buttery. That lemon gives it sort of like a bright, fresh citrus flavor here. You get the little bit of the herbaceousness coming out of the parsley. I'm not going to claim that the black pepper did much flavor-wise. Oh my goodness, this is a real treat. Perfect little snack here after a day at the beach. I'm gonna knock that back with a couple of nice cold beers and probably drink all of the broth. Extremely excited. So yeah, fun, really easy to do as long as you get your hands on some really nice shrimp. That's all I got for you. So till next time, keep it at 11.